What to do when you have a broken foot and can't go out flying in the mountains as usual. Correct. You stay at home, optimize your drones, and still find a way to go flying because you want to test your improvements. Fortunately, I have the best spotter you can imagine, and she took me out to the mountains, as you might have seen in my previous video. Maybe she was worried I would start flying my long-range quads indoors. During our last holiday, I learned to appreciate the Nazgul again. It was the first drone that traveled with me, and I upgraded it with a GPS module and the O3 Air Unit and kept it flying whenever possible. It's an all-rounder. Agile, reliable, and with great endurance. It survived light crashes without a single broken arm, saw plenty of snow and sun, and even went through a few GPS rescue situations, but always came back safely. After upgrading to the O3 Air Unit, I noticed shaking in the video. The O3 footage was barely usable for cinematic shots. Normally, that's no problem because I always use the GoPro footage. But sometimes the GoPro fails, and in those cases I'd really like to have backup footage from the O3. With my recent experiences in mind, I decided to improve the Nazgul once more, aiming for better video quality and a stronger RC link. Along the way, I also wanted a new, more solid mount for the O3 camera. The main goal was to move the receiver antenna to the front. This increases the distance from the carbon frame, the VTX antennas, and the rest of the electronics. At the same time, I wanted to improve the video signal. I often had issues when turning back home because the short DJI antenna was blocked by the top-mounted battery. So I switched to longer screwable antennas just like I use on my other drones. For freestyle or short-range flights, I can easily swap them for shorter ones. At the rear, I also printed a new GPS mount, since the old one was broken and loose. For the front, I found a good 3D model for the O3 and the Immortal-T antenna, then modified it to fit the silicone pads from my Mario 8. For the Mario, I replaced them with O4 pads. You'll find the 3D model of the front mount in the description or on Thingiverse. These new parts required some small modifications to the side plates, again. But overall, the Nazgul feels much more stable now. With all these changes, the drone has a completely new look. The camera cage feels solid, and thanks to the silicone pads, the shaking should finally be gone. But that's all theory. As mentioned in the beginning, I was able to test the new setup in real mountain conditions. I found a beautiful spot to fly from a parking lot that I could reach despite my current limitations. After takeoff, I checked everything. The receiver connection was strong, the video signal at maximum, and no shaking in the image at all. Before the modifications, you could clearly see shaking right after takeoff. So yes, definitely an improvement. But is it a big improvement? The shaking always used to get worse during mountain dives. Let's enjoy the climb up this beautiful mountain. I wanted to switch between GoPro and O3 footage, but I forgot to clear the O3 SD card, so nothing was recorded. Only the OSD footage from the goggles is available. And in the goggles view, the shaking was always very noticeable. At the top, 3.7 kilometers out and 1,500 meters higher, the connection was still good, though not perfect. The Crossfire link has to deal with the front-mounted antenna, which can easily get blocked by the frame when flying away. Turning around is also a general weakness of a single horizontally mounted antenna. Still, the connection held, and no RX lost messages appeared. The video link was fine for this distance, similar to how my Bob 5.7 performed before I swapped the VTX antennas. In fact, I reused the old antennas from the Bob, which I had upgraded to the iFlight Albatross V2. Maybe the Nazgul will get the new version of those antennas soon, too. As you saw, the O3 footage is now free of shaking and vibrations even during dives, so I finally have a reliable backup, at least if the SD card has enough space. Still, I prefer the GoPro footage. The sensor handles difficult light much better, records a better flat profile, and the Euro data works more reliably for me in Gyroflow. All in all, I'm very happy with the Nazgul and the new modifications. It's ready for the next travel adventures and will hopefully stay with me for a long time. Let's enjoy the final way back, or check out another video. Hopefully, I'll soon be able to go out flying on my own again. See you next time. Cheers!